Coming up on UCF Nightly News. A new football coach joined the Knights this week. Lindsay Gerzina will join us at the desk to tell us how this will impact the program.
The fall semester is coming to an end and students are ready to go home for the holidays. We'll see why some students may not be going back home this year.
Last week, we told you about some students' reactions to the Aramark expansion. This week, we'll tell you how Aramark operates as a company.
And in sports, both the women's and men's basketball teams are in action this week. We'll tell you how they did.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Dominique Del Corso.
And I'm Noslin Valdez. Today is Friday, September 4th, 2015.
You may have heard UCF hired a new head football coach.
We have our sports anchor Lindsay Gerzina here to tell us more about the big hire.
That's right. It's the beginning of a new era here at UCF. UCF brought in Scott Frost to be the new head football coach. Frost is coming to UCF from Oregon, and he plans to bring back excitement to the football program. UCF had an 0-12 season this year, and there's been a sharp decline in attendance at the games. With the offense he brings from Oregon, he believes he'll bring excitement to the fans, and it's just what they're looking for.
Fans better buckle their seatbelt because we're going to punch the accelerator and go fast around here, and sooner or later that's going to lead to a lot of success.
To get new jerseys and put the players' names on the back of them. There was plenty of excitement for the next season at the press conference. Stay tuned later in the show and I'll tell you what his plans are for the program. And later on in sports, we'll be talking about football and a little bit about men's and women's basketball team. And that's what's coming up then.
Sounds exciting.
Thanks, Lindsay. Finals start next week, and for many students, that means there's only a few days until winter break. But for those with jobs, this can be the busiest time of the year. Mariah Nava shows us how some students are dealing with the extra holiday work hours.
Prasad is a junior at UCF. He also works part-time at Best Buy. He says his hours there have almost doubled since the start of the holiday season.
They actually require you to take more hours. It's actually like a, so to say, blackout period. We're not allowed to take off any time or request time off.
Citibank reports 4 out of 5 college students have a part-time job. And on average, their hours can increase from around 24 hours a week up to 35 hours a week during the holidays. Some students voluntarily take on more hours, but most say the extra shifts are required by their employers. UCF sophomore Fabio Galizia is one of these employees. Now he's working more weekend hours on top of finishing up his 5 classes.
They give us more hours because we have this convention, it's called ICE. And so we have more influx of people coming into the hotel, so we need to staff more people, so they just kind of do it.
Fabio and Raheem say even though time away from their families on the holidays can be hard, working so much has its advantages.
It does help me to save up so I can get some gifts for family and friends. So it's pretty good.
In Orlando, Mariah Nava, UCF Nightly News.
The National Retail Federation reports the average shopper will spend about $800 on presents during the holidays. For many students, the extra work hours are help paying for those extra holiday expenses.
Graduation is just 2 weeks away and many students are going to be job hunting. But will they find jobs? We spoke to a couple of seniors who are finishing up their last final weeks here at UCF. The students tell us what their hopes are for after they graduate.
A lot when it comes to the engineering departments. I can pretty much go all around. So once I graduate, plans to go back home, get a job in construction, project management.
Senior Christian Rodriguez says his end goal is to own his own contracting firm in Miami. The U.S. Department of Labor reports that out of the 1 million jobs in Orlando, about 14,000 specialize in engineering. This is compared to the 22,000 engineering jobs in Miami where Rodriguez is planning to move. Finding a job means making money, but UCF Finance Executive Paul Gregg says that the way students spend or save their money will greatly affect their post-college lives.
You should have targeted at least 3 months of your salary in savings for emergencies, hopefully more, maybe 6 or 9 months. and that will allow you to start saving for things like a down payment on your house or replacement of your car.
Not all students want to leave the UCF area. Senior Jonathan Pelaz says Orlando is a hot spot for a business career.
Because it's an industry that's going to keep growing, it's not going to stop growing, and there's going to be a need for it. Everyone wants to go on vacation, especially in Orlando being a big area, and we have connections to Atlanta, California.
The U.S. Department of Labor reports that there are about 54,000 jobs specializing in business of the total 1 million jobs in the Orlando area. Both Rodriguez and Pelaz, just like many other students who are graduating this month, hope that all of their hard work at UCF will soon pay off.
If you're planning on graduating this month and want some career advice, it's not too late. You can meet with a career services representative on campus for things like interview tips and strengthening resumes. Congratulations to all the soon-to-be UCF alums.
Right now, we have Brooke Savage here to give us our first weather update.
It was really chilly this morning, Brooke. What can we expect for the rest of the day?
Well, guys, right now it is 79 degrees out and it is partly cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. Wow. Tonight, the temperatures will dip to 63 degrees and it will also have a 20% chance of rain. So if you're flirting like me, you might want to wear a light jacket.
I'm excited to bring those sweaters back out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brooke.
Finally, we can wear winter clothes.
UCF officials decided to expand the student union and now can see what it may look like. On Monday, the Student Government Association released these conceptual designs. The cafeteria will be expanding to 2 floors to provide more seating. Students will be able to choose what new restaurants go in the union. Some of the choices could be Papa John's, Chili's, and Steak and Shake. Aramark Food Services will be paying for the expansion so students don't have to. Right now, the company operates food services at 7 out of the 12 Florida public universities. Brooke Savage tells us who Aramark is and how it operates as a company.
This is Veronica, or that's what we're calling her to hide her identity. She worked for Aramark a year ago and says she ran into scheduling problems.
And especially during classes, that happens a lot where it's so sorry, I can't go into work at this time because I have class that time. I told you that time that my class was going to happen, but you scheduled me at that time anyway.
On IndeedJobs.com, employees rated Aramark 3.5 out of 5 stars. And in its annual report, Aramark says UCF students and alumni employment has increased over the years. Kurt Sawyer is in charge of business services at UCF and works closely with Aramark. He says in his personal experience, whenever there are issues, the company always makes sure to fix them.
We've had those areas that, one, we're doing good at and we want to emphasize to continue doing good at, but also those areas that we have fallen a little bit short, and we've gone to them and they have done everything that they needed to do in order to get to the acceptable level of performance.
In 2014, Aramark was on the Ethisphere Institute's list of world's most ethical companies. For Veronica, even though the work experience wasn't great, she won't forget her old coworkers.
The employees themselves would feel like a family.
In Orlando, Brooke Savage, UCF Nightly News.
We reached out to Aramark and the spokeswoman said if employees do have conflicts with their schedule, they can contact their location manager or their HR manager. After the break, we'll show you how one student organization honored those who died in Paris during the ISIS attacks.
Plus, there have been multiple school shootings this semester. We'll tell you what the UCF Police Department is doing to help students in case of an attack.